I've had an idea that's been bugging me for quite some time. We're talking years. I thought back to the old David Spade Hollywood Minute sketch that was on Saturday Night Live back when it was funny. And the sketch was brutal. David Spade was a cutting comic at the time, still is. And what he'd do is he'd read the latest headlines and put a little snark in them. And of course, the most famous example is when he had a picture of Eddie Murphy and he pointed to it and said, "Look, kids, a falling star." Eddie Murphy didn't take kindly to that, and it was a bit cruel, but also very, very funny. But I thought, why not revive the spirit of David Spade's Hollywood Minute from a right leaning perspective? I thought it was a great idea. I thought it could be a great interstitial in existing radio shows, maybe even on podcast networks, but I couldn't quite get anyone to bite on the concept. So when I started a YouTube channel and started doing basically videos kind of like what you're watching right now, I thought, why not revive that idea? And I had the perfect place to put it on the shorts section of YouTube, because what I had in mind all along was literally a minute or less. That's just enough time for a few headlines, a few jokes, get in, get out, clean as a whistle. And that's what I've started to do. I call it Short on Hollywood. And again, it's under a minute. Sometimes it could be 50 seconds. Sometimes I push the boundaries. It gets close to a minute, but I don't quite go over the limit because then you get in trouble with the YouTube overlords. And it's the latest Hollywood headlines. And it's from a right of center point of view sometimes. Sometimes it's just straight on funny. Sometimes it's snarky. I think it's a little silly at times too. Sometimes jokes just make me smile. And I thought, well, if it's making me smile, perhaps people out there might enjoy that too. So decided to introduce it via my main YouTube channel and just string a few of the best of those segments along, just to see if you can give it a try, see if you like it. And if you do enjoy it, check back on Tuesdays and Fridays because there'll be a new Short on Hollywood on those days. I may do every day. I don't know quite yet. I'm trying to get my comic rhythm going. It's very odd to write funny in a very direct way. Sometimes I could be snarky in the op-eds I write at Hollywood and Toto, but to be purposely funny all the time, it's not easy. So you may agree after seeing a few of these jokes. Here they are. Here is the best of the best. This is Short on Hollywood, the newest feature at the Hollywood and Toto YouTube channel. Anytime a conservative pundit, author, podcaster, you name it, if they could dip a toe into comedy, into satire, much like what the Daily Wire is doing with films like Am I Racist? I think that's a good thing. We should all smile. We should all be able to poke fun at ourselves. And of course, humor matters. Humor cuts to the bone. Humor can open up your minds and maybe change it once in a while too. I don't think my goals are that ambitious. I'm just looking for some smiles, but see what you think about Short on Hollywood. Am I Racist, starring DEI expert Robin DiAngelo, is the year's top grossing documentary. The White Fragility author saw the movie over the weekend and scribbled yes on her ticket stub. A new poll finds President Trump outpacing Taylor Swift in the popularity department. The singer quickly announced a new line of Bibles, sneakers, and tanning beds. Sean P. Diddy Combs is behind bars on charges he ran an Epstein-style sex trafficking ring. His prison guards were told to turn off the jail cell cameras and check their life insurance policies. 61-year-old Demi Moore is earning raves for her role in the new feminist horror film, The Substance. Moore's doctor is generating buzz for a Best Supporting Surgeon nomination. And Oprah Winfrey led a celebrity-filled Zoom session on behalf of Vice President Kamala Harris. The mogul wrapped the event by pointing to the crowd and saying, "You get an illegal immigrant, and you get an illegal immigrant." And that is more or less the news. Jane's Addiction canceled its reunion tour after a mid-concert fistfight, or as the Oasis brothers call it, the warm-up. A report says Disney tried to make Inside Out 2 less gay to help its box office chances. In a related story, Peter Pan has ditched his tights in favor of cowboy boots with spurs. The Emmys In Memoriam segment leaves out Matthew Perry of Friends fame. On the plus side, the three people watching the Emmys telecast didn't seem to notice the snub. New polls show that Taylor Swift's endorsement of Kamala Harris isn't panning out as expected for the VP. The singer impulsively broke up with Harris and endorsed Kanye West. Kevin Hart shutters his vegan restaurant chain in California. When sought for comment, the comedian was seen gulping down a McRib. And that is more or less the news. Disgraced producer Harvey Weinstein was rushed to the hospital this week for emergency surgery. Doctors nearly fainted when they opened him up and found an actual heart. A new documentary recalls the making of The Sopranos. The big surprise? All that gabagool was actually CGI. The folks behind the new Harry Potter series promise a diverse, inclusive cast. In related news, Peter Dinklage just got a lightning bolt tattoo on his forehead. Production on Happy Gilmore 2 is underway. Star Adam Sandler got into his old character by punching out Drew Carey. And the Joker sequel got mixed reviews at the Venice Film Festival. The critic's biggest complaint? The main character's grease paint privilege. And that is more or less the news. Kathy Griffin warns that President Trump will round up comedians if reelected. Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel let out a long sigh of relief. Actors Mark Ruffalo and Cynthia Nixon demanded Hollywood stop blacklisting pro-Palestinian stars. The duo then asked for more water from waitress Gina Carano. Foo Fighters singer Dave Grohl admitted to becoming a father again through an extramarital affair. When asked for a comment, Mick Jagger answered with one long, loud yawn. Director Francis Ford Coppola is suing Variety for defamation. The industry magazine woke up with BoJack Horseman's head in its bed. And Will Ferrell disowned his past drag sketches, saying he wouldn't perform them today. He inexplicably didn't apologize for Land of the Lost or Zoolander 2. And that is more or less the news. Kathy Griffin warns that President Trump will round up comedians if reelected. Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel let out a long sigh of relief. Actors Mark Ruffalo and Cynthia Nixon demanded Hollywood stop blacklisting pro-Palestinian stars. The duo then asked for more water from waitress Gina Carano. Foo Fighters singer Dave Grohl admitted to becoming a father again through an extramarital affair. When asked for a comment, Mick Jagger answered with one long, loud yawn. Director Francis Ford Coppola is suing Variety for defamation. The industry magazine woke up with BoJack Horseman's head in its bed. And Will Ferrell disowned his past drag sketches, saying he wouldn't perform them today. He inexplicably didn't apologize for Land of the Lost or Zoolander 2. And that is more or less the news.